Hello, all. Welcome to another episode of EML's learning series on Beyond the Dashboard Powerful Indicators on Driving Real Results for Business Health. In this episode, we are going to focus on the velocity of innovation. First of all, let us understand why velocity matters. Most organizations focus on lagging indicators like profit, revenue, or churn. But if you want to know if your organization will be still relevant in the next few subsequent years, you need to look at a leading indicator, that is, the number of experiments or pilots conducted per quarter. When we say pilot, it is a mini investment with maximized learning. Think of this indicator as your organizational heartbeat. It is not just a number, it's a measure of your team's intellectual curiosity and your organization's risk tolerance. In a market that moves this fast, if you are not piloting, you are not learning. And if you are not learning, you are already falling behind. So, how does this help the bottom line? First of all, it de risks your strategy by running five or few small pilots instead of one all in one launch. You identify what works before you burn your annual budget. Secondly, it transforms your relationship with your clients. When you bring a pilot to a customer, you stop being a vendor and start being a co creator. So, the insight behind this is clients don't just want a finished product, they want to be part of the journey. A pilot gives them a seat at the table, increasing their satisfaction because they see their feedback incorporated into the final solution in real time. The best way to get a second project is to deliver a win on a small first project. High experiment volume creates a low friction entry point for new customers. Instead of asking for $1 million commitment, you ask for a 2-week pilot. This lowers the barrier to entry, builds trust, creates a natural bridge to a long term contract. Organizations that track this metric see a significantly higher rate of repeat projects because they are constantly offering their customers new, low risk ways to solve their evolving problems. Here is the truth: you cannot hit this metric without a world class project execution culture. You can't have X number of pilots a quarter if your team is afraid to fail. To win here, you need four cultural pillars. The four cultural pillars are velocity over perfection, psychological safety, resource fluidity, and radical transparency. Let's see this one by one. The first pillar is velocity over perfection. The execution mindset needed for this is ship the MVP yearly. The impact that it's going to create is we get real world data X 2x faster than competitors. The second pillar is psychological safety. The execution mindset for this is a failed pilot is a successful learning. The impact that it creates is teams take bolder risks without fear of retribution. The third pillar is resource fluidity. The execution mindset for this is quickly move people to the experiments that show progress. And the impact that it creates is we don't waste time on zombie project. The final pillar is radical transparency. The execution mindset for this is share the pilot data, good or bad, to the client. The impact that it's going to create is builds deep, authentic trust and long-term loyalty. On a closing note, I would like to summarize this way. Don't just measure what you have done, measure how fast you are learning. Start tracking your quarterly pilots today and watch your execution culture and your revenue follow suit. Thank you all.